Welcome to Wellness Wonderland, your holistic wellness hub. Join us as we dive into the realms of alternative medicine, mindfulness, spirituality, and everything in between. I'm your host, Nicole George, and today we have Madison Jacques with us. Madison is a shamanic practitioner, energy worker, and simply a lover of this existence. Her passion is ignited when serving others through the path of healing, awakening, and transformation. Through one-on-one sessions, coaching, and ceremony, she walks alongside you through a journey of discovering, healing, of profound bliss. I have had the pleasure of having a shamanic healing with Madison, and I'm so excited you're on today. A new friend, we just connected. She's amazing. So thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Nicole. This is so exciting. And I'm just so excited to be here and talk to you today.
I love it. Well, I know there's a lot in your bio that you shared with us. You're an energy worker, you do shamanic healing sessions, coaching, ceremonies. Can you break that down a little bit more? Let's hear it from you.
Awesome. So, shamanic principles, the core practice that we use for our clients is called an illumination. So, what this really is I am working in the in-between states of spirit world and energy world to help clear disease, trauma, imprints that are stuck within the physical body and as well as the luminous energy body because they are in consistent communication with one another. And so then that is what typically manifests as disease, chronic illness, pain, stiffness, all of the things that we feel physically are deeply rooted in another level. So that's pretty deep shamanic work. And then with that also comes into ceremony. So sharing the sacred ceremonies and traditions to help integrate and facilitate healing on a much deeper level, both on a one-on-one basis, but also that aids in the collective level of healing. And then I'm also a Reiki master, so I bridge Reiki into basically everything I do as well.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So I have so many questions for you.
Ask away. Ask away.
Um, when you say like luminous body, you're for people who may not understand that, is that like the energetic body, the auric field, like
Yes.
energy a little beyond the physical, right?
Yes. Yes. So it's our aura or our luminous energy body. Basically, it's like an invisible body that surrounds all human beings. We're all energy. We're all composed of energy. Everything we do, interact with, feel is said energy. Now, in terms of the soul level healing that shamanic healing has a huge role in,
Mhm.
is we carry a lot of things ancestrally in our DNA. A lot of our collective wounding is held within our luminous energy body. So through the healing process and through the awakening process, even is how this stuff gets cleared.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you find this path? Because
Oh,
I don't know
so
many shamans and like, wow,
so
wow.
it's very it's being in the position I am now, looking back, I see how my whole life has really been molding and shaping me for this time now in my life to be in this position to be a shamanic practitioner. Um, Going way back, even when I was super young, I would have these weird experiences, chronic migraines that were just basically no diagnosis. They couldn't figure out why I had these extreme chronic migraines as such a little girl.
Hmm.
Horrific night terrors that just really didn't make sense. Again, they're like, oh, she's young. She just has these super scary, horrific dreams.
Yeah.
My parents just kind of navigating that. And then into my fundamental years, I was extremely emotional. Like the just you name it, I was crying all the time, and I just had these overwhelming, intense emotions because I could feel everything, but I didn't know it. And I also didn't know how to cope with it. So I was already like a super sensitive, emotionally heightened being, you could say. And then I, now looking back, know that I had many years of childhood trauma. So, suffering the loss of three of my closest loved ones, watching firsthand what depression, anxiety, addiction, and mental health can do to a person, and then also to the family itself. The most fundamental loss was my father, and then I basically spiraled into years of eating disorders, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, you name it. I did a lot of things to run from my pain and hide from my pain because I was just so hurt inside, and I held so much, both of my own but also of my ancestors, of my family, of what they went through. I was also carrying. So it took about, in 2019 is when my awakening really started. I remember falling to the ground and I was like, I want to get better. I will do anything in my power to get better.
Wow.
And now, throughout that whole time, though, I kind of hid that side of myself from the world. No one really knew what was going on. I kept that to myself. My mom knew, my brother knew, my family members knew, but it was like the world around me really didn't know.
Yeah.
So it was like this weird shift when I just kind of started to change my entire life. Like I was like, I'm going to therapy, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating better, I'm gonna heal my eating disorders. Like it was just like this complete like 180 of like I'm gonna save my life
Awesome.
because it was like just groundbreaking. Uh I tried therapy. It wasn't for me personally. Just like my spirit was kind of just like, no, this isn't for you, sort of thing. But it was valid in its time. But then that's what really like amplified my holistic journey of the mind, the body, the soul. Like there's more components to everything. And I was always passionate about crystals and astrology and all that kind of stuff. And I dove into it deeper, and I'm like, what's meditation? What's the inner child? And like, what is emotional regulation? What are emotions? And like all that kind of stuff. It was just already naturally coming to me while I was on this like profound self journey. Was extremely passionate about fitness. And then that's what really, I think, stepped me into the initiation of shamanism, because I then became a personal trainer. And when I was at that gym, there was this woman who is my now teacher, my mentor, and she was there, and I was in this midst of just like questioning everything, and these weird synchronicities were happens, and these like prophetic dreams, and just like a whole nother awakening in itself was happening. I landed in her office, and then I had my first session with her, and then basically it transformed into basically me being initiated into becoming a shaman. I started training, I started apprenticeship. I was in the Mesa for 2 years, learning all of the things, awakening my gifts. And then it's like, hey, world, now I'm a shaman, sort of thing. So it's weird, but yeah.
It's like this rebirth process, right? This like reintroduction of like, hey, I'm like
Like,
totally
it's
new
like,
me over here. How are you?
like that's something that like you have to work through in itself, because it's like you were so isolated for so long, and it's like, hey world, let's heal. Like I healed myself, I can help you heal too. We're
Who are
like
what?
you know,
Like, what happened to you? Yeah.
yeah, so
That resonates so I resonate with that so deeply. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for your vulnerability. It's beautiful, and I really do appreciate that. I'm very grateful, and it's beautiful that you found and alchemized that pain and like found your purpose through that. I think we hear like turning pain into purpose, and so you're a direct reflection of what that means.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, the resonation of the reintroduction to society, I guess is what you want to call it. Like
yeah,
we did connect over that. And I just,
yeah.
another girl on the podcast, we were talking about how we used to be party girls. We'd get up on the tables, we'd be drinking, we had
Oh
substances
yeah, that was me. That was
all
me.
the time. Yeah.
I was the whole bottle of wine in a beer bong.
Why not? Right? Do a little
Like what
kickstand.
up? Like I did that because I was so lost, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not to take that away from people that still do that. It's you know, we're in this human existence to engage in certain activities, and it's, you know, it's part of life. But to know yourself in that moment, how you were actually feeling, to look back and reflect, you see how that's not you. You know what I mean?
You have to
So,
unlayer those masks, and it's a big
exactly.
reprogramming, and like, why do I say these things, or why do I believe
Right?
these things? And like, you
Yeah.
really start to question yourself and get to figure out who you are at the core, and not who people think you are or expect you to
Right.
be or mold you into being. And it is beautiful. And I lived in the islands for a while, so I kind of disappeared from my worlds. And
Yeah.
that's where I got to spread my wings. And when I came back, even my parents were like, where did this come from? What is
Right? Like, yeah,
this?
like going to your parents and being like, Mom, I can talk to the spirit world. She's like, that's it, go to school.
What does that mean? Yeah. Love them for it.
No,
Love them for it.
mom, if you hear this, I know you love me. I know you support me.
I
But
love it.
yeah.
So, like, I am Reiki level 2, and I
Okay.
went home, and now I like do Reiki on my parents.
Hmm.
And the first time, my mom is very open and receptive to it. And so
Yeah.
she was like, okay, but she's just like, how do you do it? What do you mean? Like, where did this come from? Like,
Yeah.
how? And I'm like, if I can do it, you can do it. Like, if this magic's within me, it's within you.
Yeah.
Reachable,
Then
it's
it, yeah.
accessible, you know? So,
Exactly. And sharing that with the collective, because I feel like we get so passionate about like the discoveries and what we learn and what we integrate and what we do. And it's just like, I want to give this to everyone. Like, I want to literally just look at everyone in the face and be like, you can do it. Like, you can do anything you want. Because
really,
when you're in those moments of healing and you're in the depths and the pain, the trauma, and you're like really in the thick of it, you come out of it, and that's the gift that you get a gift in all of it, and to give that gift to the world in a way that you possibly can serve.
it's like this lesson was given to you to help others navigate the journey or the storm,
Huge.
right?
Huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's powerful.
Mhm.
So, speaking on that, if people want to work with you or learn more about what you do, your offerings, where can they find that information?
They can find that on my website, madisonjakes.com, or my Instagram handle, Madison Jakes with two S's.
And
My
I
business page
spell your
is,
last name. I said Hawkes. I don't know where I
I know.
got that
It's
from.
okay. I just let it happen because it's been like that since like kindergarten.
I'm so
Like
sorry.
walking across the stage, like, Hawkes, Jakes, whatever. So I'm used to it.
So Madison,
C Q
MadisonJaques.
U U E S.
Okay, .com.
Yes.
I love it. Do you have any upcoming events or any experiences, any offerings, things going on in Charlotte? I know you're new to the city, but
Not at the moment directly, but I am taking new clients, and I have a space practitioner now here in Belmont, North Carolina, which is super exciting. All services are also available online. But yeah, look out for some events. I'm in the process of aligning that, working through that, but just community offerings is my main goal these upcoming months. So
I love it. And we're definitely going to do something together.
yeah.
And while I have you, I want to just share, we did a shamanic healing, and she came
Mhm.
over to my house. It was my first time doing that. I had done it was like a shamanic drumming circle before, but this was like an entirely different experience. You
Mhm.
incorporated Reiki. And just to give a little testimonial, because you made me feel so safe and so secure. Like, yes, I was in my own home, but like
Yeah.
when you bring a person into your house and it's like, you don't know what's going to happen. It's a new experience. I don't know what the heck's going on. And you made me just feel really, really like I wanted to cry. I almost cried. And the second that you left, I did. But like,
Yeah.
just to like feel so comfortable. So thank you.
You're
It
welcome.
was really relaxing. It was really powerful. I do have some questions because you were
Yeah.
taking notes and I was like, what's happening? Like, what is, because I know in like, it's an intuitive ability, right? And in
Yeah.
shamanism, it's almost like you are able to connect
Yeah.
beyond the here and now. And so I was like, in the experience, but then I knew that you were writing and I'm like, ooh, what's coming through? What's coming through? I'm like so curious about it. Like,
So,
how does
yeah.
that how does that process like feel to you or look to you? Like, it's really interesting. It's really cool.
So essentially, when I'm in sessions, I'm in what is called spirit, or I'm in what is called ceremony.
Mhm.
And essentially, that's when I'm that bridge, I'm that medium. So your guides are communicating to me, the angels are communicating to me, but also your divine higher self is communicating to me. So I'm working in essentially the in-between worlds is the best way to put it, and each of them correlate with different things. So we work in all three worlds to communicate, to receive certain knowledge, to receive certain guidance about you, your journey, and things that maybe you don't know yet, but your higher self wants you to know, to integrate in energetic form. So I don't know if you felt when I blew
Mhm.
into your lower chakras, what I was doing was essentially integrating forms of wisdom for you that's waiting for you, and then it energetically kind of integrates into your healing process. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So,
I
but
think that makes sense because I just had a Reiki practitioner on, and just to pause you for a sec in
yeah,
case the audience is like, wait, what? Um, everything is energy, everything is frequency, right? Like Reiki from our last session or our last episode, if you heard that, we kind of said it's like tuning a TV to a different
yeah,
channel or a different, like the radio to a different frequency station.
mhm,
Essentially,
yeah,
it's kind of like that in an energetic,
yes,
spiritual form, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, yes. In session, it's like person to person based, but in the day-to-day world, it's kind of always on.
Right. It's like
So
the cloud or Wi-Fi around your head and you can't see it, but you know that it's
but
there.
it's there, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's like someone's talking to you, or oh, someone's right in front of you and they're trying to give you a message, so you have to take time to integrate that message and then perceive it into the 3D. So it's like taking the 5D and
Mhm.
bringing it into the 3D world, because you're in that, and you're a bridge essentially.
Okay, that makes sense. It's kind of like getting a text in the 3D from like your intuition, your like spiritual ability, your
Yeah,
attunement
yeah,
process, your like deep state of meditation, where it's like
yes,
boop, and then it's the way that you're internalizing it into the physical, like this is what's coming through. Does this resonate? And it's like, yeah, actually that does
yes.
in a
And
digestible way.
in a very digestible way. And
Okay.
it's sometimes it's your ancestors, it's your loved ones that have passed away, or it's just your spirit guides sending this information to us
Mhm.
to give to you.
That's amazing. The session was awesome. I am
Hey,
really
we need to
interested
do
in
another
doing it
one
again.
ASAP.
Yes. And I'm so excited you just moved down the street.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you for being on. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your journey. It's very powerful. And I look forward to knowing you more and getting to collaborate with you soon.
Me too. I'm so thankful. Thank you.
Yeah. Big thanks for tuning into Wellness Wonderland. If any of this resonates, join the community by clicking that subscribe button and follow us on social at Wellness Wonderland Collective for inspiration and insights on what's going on in the community. Until next time, stay curious, stay well, and lead with love in all you do.